What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel for another Steam Deck video. We're taking one more look at Assassin's Creed Mirage here. I've recently redone my dual boot Steam Deck with Windows 11 and SteamOS, and I wanted to go ahead and do a comparison, this being the newer game I've been playing. I figured I would check this out here. Now, as far as the Steam Deck goes, we do have to use the Ubisoft launcher. If you have the game on Epic, you can do that as well. I did have to fresh install the Ubisoft launcher, which wasn't too bad because I was refreshing the deck anyway to get it to work, but prior to doing that, it was being a little bit quirky, but it has worked fine since then to get in here, launch it, and get the game going. As far as settings go, we'll be matching that for both at 720p and borderless. Everything will be set to the same, and as far as graphics, that's pretty much a low preset with world details turned to medium, environmental textures to medium, and depth of field motion blur off with FSR2 quality running for both. As far as Windows 11 here, we'll be using Handheld Companion to do our emulation for controller. I like to use this software on Windows 11 to do all the different controls you need for your controllers, your TDP, you can do fan curves and things like that. Very useful. I have a video on the channel already for some of that, but Handheld Companion will deal with our controls. I'll be using MSI Afterburner for my overlay with Rivatuner, and then of course the Ubisoft launcher, the exact same version of the game here, running on Windows 11. And then again, I'll be matching up the settings and making sure all of those are the same as well for both versions. We are using 4 GB of RAM in the BIOS as well on the Steam Deck for both Windows 11 and SteamOS here. So let's go ahead and get into it and take a look at some of the side-by-side performance. Let's start off with the benchmark here. This will give us some stable performance. You can see some of the difference here with SteamOS and Windows 11 running the Ubisoft launcher version of Mirage here. And typically when we're talking non-Steam games running on another launcher, Windows 11 will usually offer better performance on the Steam Deck just because we're not then running through Steam and then running another launcher through Proton and then running a game on top of that. However, I will say that SteamOS running that way does hold its own here pretty well in Mirage. In a lot of places away from the benchmark, out in real world gameplay, when you get into the busy parts of the city and stuff, Windows 11 often does run better, and I'm able to cap 40 actually more often than on Steam Deck, where I might have to cap 30, but that performance can vary. There's times SteamOS does kind of pull ahead, but most of the time Windows 11 will kind of hold things a little bit better, just kind of depending. But in Mirage here, that does appear to be the case as well, and that's not that surprising. I am always really surprised at how well SteamOS can actually run a lot of these games through another launcher in Steam, through the compatibility layers and all of that. It's pretty impressive stuff, and I think it'll keep improving along the way. And like I said, it's not always the case that Windows 11 will run these games better that way, but a lot of times it does here. I do want to leave you guys with the rest of the comparisons here to kind of see for yourself what we've got between the two. I think it's a lot more fun to check it out that way. I don't have a lot more to say about this. I thought it would be neat to capture these scenes as close as I could to being the same so that you guys could see the difference here for yourself. But anyways, let me know in the comments down below what you guys think between SteamOS and Windows 11 here. Do you dual boot your Steam Deck? Do you have 2 Steam Decks such as I do for this type of thing and testing, or do you just stick with SteamOS? Do you stick with Windows? Very curious. All right, guys, thanks a lot for coming. Check out the video as always. I really appreciate it. I'll see you in the next one.
You know, it wasn't Sajjad that led the charge in Iraq.
مع الغبار يمكننا.
Have to bring the quality to the rich district.